Step away from all the noise for a second, would you? Just listen. Listen to that ancient, weary voice echoing out of the dark, mapping out the exact coordinates of your modern despair. Welcome, traveler, to the ruins of your own rationalist world. I want you to take a really good look at the reality you've built. The master builders of our time constructed this massive empire of stone and steel, right? An era of just effortless efficiency and absolute technological perfection. But let's be real, beneath all those polished, gleaming surfaces, you were living in a completely hero-less age. The old, crumbling temples of myth and meaning, they've been totally dismantled just to make way for the cold, unfeeling supremacy of pure reason.
And it leads us right to this brutal truth. You are physically comfortable, but spiritually famished. I mean, you've engineered a world where your physical needs are met with just a tap on a glass screen, yet inside, you're starving. You wander through these perfect, temperature-controlled houses totally devoid of a symbolic compass, with absolutely nothing to help you navigate the gaping abyss of human suffering. A strange malaise has just kind of settled over this perfectly ordered world, leaving you drifting through an empty, sterile existence.
Section 1. Wearing the Golden Mask. Now, humans simply cannot endure a psychic vacuum for very long. So, to survive this agonizing fragmentation, this unbearable internal emptiness, the people of this rationalist world did what they always do. They forged a golden mask.
And here is why. Facing that chaotic, ugliest man hiding deep within the shadows of your own heart, it's terrifying. So your villagers retreat into a cowardly trick, a classic regressive defense mechanism. They flee their individual anxiety entirely, desperately merging with the collective shadow to rally behind the false idols of political banners. They take their unresolved internal rot and project it outward, transforming their own secret shame into a very loud, very public, tribalistic aggression against their neighbors.
Just look at this hollow belonging. To keep the illusion of that golden mask intact, the individual is entirely sacrificed to the state and to whatever banners they're so feverishly waving. They actively seek out the crowd just to escape themselves. They use the massive machinery of the collective to strike at the darkness in their own souls by destroying an external enemy. Let's be brutally honest here. They are not seeking the truth. They are literally just seeking a target. It's a tragic, stagnant projection of an inner void.
Moving to Section 2, enter the Dragon's Realm. Because amidst this whole herd of masked villagers, our weary protagonist simply can no longer ignore that strange malaise haunting his perfectly efficient life. He leaves the safety of the stone and steel city, he steps into my realm, where the raw, untamed forces of the human psyche are patiently waiting for him.
Now, in this uncharted wilderness, I don't just strike with scorching fire. Actually, it's far more intense than that. I cast a spell of profound psychological awakening. I breathe my ancient spirit directly into his lungs. And this spirit, it acts as a brutal alchemical catalyst. The second he inhales it, his carefully polished golden mask cracks, the social persona completely shatters, and the man is violently thrust into a descent into the dark night of the soul. There is absolutely no going back to the comfortable illusions of the village now.
So, as that mask shatters, does the world fragment right along with it? Oh, you bet it does. As the golden mask cracks, the entire false reality built by the rationalist mind literally shatters into pieces. The psychological dissociation that previously kept this man comfortably numb, it suddenly severs. The illusion of a cohesive, orderly universe just disintegrates right before his eyes, exposing the terrifying, pressurized internal discord that had been buried alive.
Section 3. The Dragon's Mirror of Justice. But you see, my spirit isn't quite done with him yet. It holds up an artifact of terrible power. The man looks into it, totally expecting to see his own moral superiority reflected back. But instead, this mirror forces him to confront his absolute most dangerous hidden truth.
Stop for a second and look into this mirror with him. Seriously, ask yourself, what resentment hides behind your mask of virtue? This mirror reflects your very own suppressed shadows. It forces you to see how often you disguise your desire for legal revenge, your bitter resentments, and your tribalistic aggression as some kind of moral necessity. The protagonist sees that his so-called pursuit of justice was actually just a desperate strike against the unresolved shadow rotting within his own heart.
Standing there before the mirror, completely stripped of his golden facade, the man realizes exactly what he is: a bridge that broke. He is hopelessly unable to span the gaping chasm between his rigid, structured, poor reason and the chaotic, raw desires of his true primal nature. He's just suspended over the abyss, broken and hollowed out by his own denial.
Section 4. The wisdom of the body. The rationalist mind, with all its fancy steel and technology, has completely and utterly failed him. And so comes my weary command, echoing right from the depths of the wild. Listen to the great reason.
Just observe the tragic comedy of your world here. On one side, you have the empty, crumbling temple of rationalist supremacy. You built it on poor reason and false idols, amusingly thinking that stone and steel could somehow nourish a starving spirit. And on the other side, the raw, primal, undeniable wisdom of the body. This is the realm of the great reason, the mighty ruler, the unknown sage that speaks directly through your blood. You ignored it to build your perfect, miserable cities, but let me tell you, out here in my Rome, it will not be silenced.
Faced with this raw truth, he finally gets it. The hidden darkness within, that poison, the ugliest man, the deep resentment. It cannot be defeated by striking at your neighbors. It cannot be projected outward onto external enemies. No, this poison must be consumed. It absolutely must be consciously integrated as the vital fuel required for any true internal transformation.
Which brings us to our final act, Section 5, becoming the architect of your meaning. In a moment of absolute vulnerability, completely broken and stripped of all those cozy illusions, the man makes a choice. He stops being a mere critic of others, a breaker of tablets, and finally steps up to become his own internal judge.
So how does he do it? First, he stops running from the chaos within and finally says a holy yea to the consequences of his true nature. Second, he actively invites the ugliest man inside, fully accepting his own shame in order to find true psychological wholeness. And finally, by doing that agonizing, beautiful work of integration, he transitions from a hollow shell hiding behind a golden mask into the architect of his own meaning.
His journey in the wilderness is complete. He heads back to the village, but he doesn't return to build some new temple of stone, and he definitely doesn't pick up a new political banner. He returns as a unified subject, a complete human being. By becoming the architect of his own meaning, he embodies the heroic ideal. His return literally marks the dawn of the age of the hero, bringing life back to a world that had entirely forgotten how to dream.
So I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to shatter your mask, to actually architect your own meaning? Look deep into your own abyss for a minute. Do you have the courage to stop projecting your shadows onto the world, to listen to the ancient wisdom of your blood, and to become the hero of your own grimdark fable? The wilderness is waiting.